Hello everybody and welcome to the Football Philosophy channel, and the team news should be out literally any minute now. Leicester City at Old Trafford. Plenty of rumours floating about the expected lineup, or the leaked lineup I should say, and sometimes this is right but sometimes it's wrong, so we don't know for sure. But there is a leaked lineup that is David De Gea in goal. It's got a completely new, well, it's a completely new team, let alone a completely new back four. But it's got Williams at right back and Telles at left back, and it's got Bailey and Axel Tuanzebe as the two centre backs. And then just going off the players in it, it looks like Van der Beek could be playing as a central midfield player next to Matic. And then when Mata's in the lineup, I assume he'd be at number 10. Because the two youngsters are in Elanga and Ahmad, who are both wingers, so I think they'd be in the wide positions. And Mason Greenwood is in that leaks lineup. I think Mason Greenwood, I'm pretty sure, is the only one in the 11 who actually started on Sunday. So I don't, to be honest, I don't think it'll be right. But something that's making me think it might be right is, I've heard it's been replayed on the radio just not long ago, 20 minutes ago. All he did say in the press conference, don't blame him if he's affecting the integrity of the competition. They talk about the integrity of the competition. Obviously Leicester are still in with a good shout for Champions League football. It seems like Liverpool, even Spurs, even West Ham, even Everton will. Believe me, even Everton will still be harbouring hopes that if they can win I think they've got 4 games left, Everton. If everything went their way, they could still do it. They really could. But they'd have to win every game, of course. So all of these teams, I think there's 4 teams there, plus Leicester, all in with a shout, and Chelsea, of course, of top 4. So all of those teams will be hoping for Leicester to get beat tonight. And that's what they mean by the integrity of the competition. All he's saying, don't blame me if you're going to start complaining about the integrity of the competition. I don't know whether he's aiming it as a bit of a side swipe at the Premier League for making us play 3 league games in 5 days. He might even think, I'll just do this. I'm not sure that all of the players need resting. I did a team, a predicted team yesterday on the show that I did yesterday morning, and I included about 6 players in it that started on Sunday. I think we should be trying to get these 3 points. I know we've got Liverpool. Look, we've got Liverpool on Thursday. If we're a strong team against Liverpool on Thursday, we could damage their chances of getting top 4 by beating them, rather than thinking, we'll just not throw the game, but not put a team out quite as strong as we could have picked. Like, for example, Mason Greenwood starting. I know I'm saying Mason Greenwood starting if the team is right. Is it right?
Team's out.
Team's out.
De Gea.
Yeah.
Tuanzebe.
Axel, yeah. Bailey.
Telles, he's in it.
Yeah. Williams.
Yeah,
it's going to be right, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Matic,
yeah.
And
Van der Beek.
VDB.
Yeah.
Mata,
yeah.
the 2 young lads.
Yes, correct.
Ahmad's the league team, and Greenwood at number 9.
Yeah, bang on.
Right, it's bang on the league team news. I wonder who's leaked that, eh? It's naughty, isn't it, really? That team has been on Twitter for about an hour and a half, I would say. But it's an hour and a half ago that I saw it anyway. It might have even been on there longer. Ahmad and Elanga. I've not seen anything of Elanga. Looking forward to seeing him. I have seen Greenwood Ahmad a couple of times. And I like the look of Ahmad, I really do. So it could be exciting. I mean, it might be a little bit too weak for, Leicester are a strong side. We'll have a look at the Leicester team in a minute as well. But just before the team news did come out, I was just speaking about the integrity of the competition and only maybe deliberately putting this team out. That's what I was just touching on, the fact that Mason played on Sunday. He did start on Sunday, Mason, didn't he? He took him off. So if one player can play, how can other players not play? I don't get it. I really don't get it. There's more than one player could be playing in this game and still have a chance of playing on Thursday. I mean, does that mean that Mason won't play on Thursday? Is Mason going to definitely miss the Liverpool game and play just these 2 games? Because surely, if none of the players can play twice in 2 days, he can't play 3 times in 5 days, surely. So I'll be interested to see what happens on Thursday. What's the subs bench? Have we got a strong bench?
Yes, I'll look now.
Read them slowly. Let me get them down.
Henderson,
Yeah.
Lindelof,
Lind, yeah.
Shaw,
Yeah.
Bissaka,
Yeah. AWB, yeah.
Bruno,
McTominay,
McTominay,
yeah.
Pogba,
Pog,
Cavani,
Cav, yeah.
Rashford.
Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes I've seen people on Twitter when I've seen the bench for 2 or 3 different games. I've seen them say the bench is better than the first team, but tonight the bench definitely looks better than the first team. Very, very strange. Oh, that's good. It's because all the defenders have changed. I think I'm a bit concerned about that back four. I really am.
Yeah, you don't like to upset your back four, do you?
No, don't like upsetting the back four, and that's not just upsetting the back four. That's decimating the back four, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Wan-Bissaka could have played. I think Wan-Bissaka's as fit as a fiddle. I think he could have played. Even that would have made a difference, I think. But hopefully Williams does all right at right back. I wasn't convinced by him the other night. He got a little bit of undue stick the other night, by the way. I did re-watch that game when he played. He got the second half in Rome, didn't he? And a lot of people were having a go at the full-backs, and I mentioned this when I did my ratings show. He didn't get much help. He did not get much help. They were doubling up on him at times on that side, Williams. You know, no wonder he looked poor. He was 1 against 2 on numerous occasions. Yeah. So hopefully these 2 lads, I can't wait to see these 2 lads. I've got to be honest, Ahmad and Elanga. Hopefully these know the role properly.
Mason Kentish says opinion on Matic, Mata and Diallo and Van der Beek playing.
Over the moon with all them playing. Over the moon.
Definitely helps the 2 young lads, the fact that they've got such experience in the middle.
Yeah, experienced players, good players who pass them the ball at the right. It's not just passing stats. I hate passing stats, the way they say this stat and that stat, and he's got 78% and he's got 85%. It's the quality of the pass sometimes.
Not
regularly.
Not all completed passes
are good passes. Yeah, not all completed passes are good passes. You know what I mean? So, you know, Mata's a great passer of the ball. He'll release them at the right time. Obviously, he needs to get on the ball, though, in the first place. It's not going to be easy getting on the ball against Leicester if they've got a decent side out. Let's have a listen to Leicester's team. Get Leicester's team up. Give us a question then while you're looking at it.
Jack Berrens excited to see the attack, however not the defence.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned somewhere else, Jack. I think I just skipped past it a second ago. That you feel a little bit sorry for the youngsters in attack when you're having to play with, you know, a makeshift back four. They're not really getting the opportunity.
Yeah, they're not getting the opportunity. Like
to show what
Elanga, I think I've only looked him up. I honestly don't. I hardly ever get a chance to watch the under 18s and the under 23s or what have you. So it's only from what I've read. He's a left winger, I believe. So I think Ahmad will play on the right and Elanga on the left, and Mata at 10. So that's a print that's making a noise, isn't it? So I think what's happened to that?
No.
So Elanga will play on the left and Ahmad will play on the right. Elanga would be so much better, and he'd have so much more chance of playing well if he had Luke Shaw playing behind him, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? Luke Shaw's just a top quality player. When we played Leicester away in the cup, it was a few days after we played away to AC Milan in the second leg, and Pogba came on at half time in Milan and made a difference, and everybody said what a difference. I know he got the goal, but it wasn't just the goal. We played better football and looked a more compact, a better unit, and we passed the ball around better with Pogba playing on the left, and I believe it has been like that since then. But the very next game was Leicester in the Cup. He started on the left in that game, but this isn't all about bashing Tellez, it's just about how good Luke Shaw is. But Luke Shaw was rested in that game, so Pogba would have played a little bit better if he would have been linking up with Luke Shaw against Leicester in the Cup. So this young lad's getting a run out tonight. How much would he love to have got a run out? He's going to love getting a run out anyway, of course he is. But he'd have had so much more chance of looking the part if he would have been backed up by Luke Shaw, without a doubt.
There's a few people asking, I wonder what Elanga plays like, what's his style? Jack Lynch says Elanga plays like Rashford. Let's hope not.
I hope not, yeah. I hope not.
Leicester full strength.
Full strength?
Yeah.
Read it out, mate.
Schmeichel, Castagna, Fofana, Sayuncu.
Evans.
Evans not in, no.
Injured still.
Albrighton, Ndidi, Tielemans, Thomas, Perez, Iheanacho and Vardy.
Right, so it's obviously as strong as they can go, isn't it? Which is fascinating. When I know they want to get into the Champions League. It might be even more important than the cup final for them. But they've got a cup final on Saturday, haven't they? And that is clearly. He might have just been careful with Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans missed out at weekend, but they said it was a slight knock. They thought he might be fit for Tuesday. So maybe he's just said to Johnny Evans, we want you to play Saturday. Wait till Saturday. So I hope he is fit to play in the cup final, Johnny Evans, for his own sake. Love to see him play in the cup final.
John Joe says, good evening, Ricky. Just to let you know that you will love Alanga. He's a big lad with a playing style similar to Martial on the left wing. Brilliant on the ball and smart too.
Who said that?
John Joe Kerwin.
John Joe, thank you very much for that, mate. Now I am excited. Somebody had already said he plays like Rashford, and now you're saying he plays like Martial.
I suppose you'll come on and tell us who's right.
Yeah. I'll watch the first. I'll put a tweet out, or I'll go on Instagram at half time and see which I think is the nearest to the mark. But I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
JD just put Matic as captain. I suppose he will be, won't he? Matic captain.
Yeah. Or it might have been Mata, mightn't it?
And he's also put, I hope John Joe's right as well. Similar to you.
Yeah.
And then Momo Arif saying he plays more like Martial too. So let's see how that goes.
Right. Good.
Bradley Gresh says, good evening, Ricky. Are you happy Alanga and Ahmad started? Youth being given a chance.
Bradley, was it? Evening, Bradley. Yeah, I am happy. I'm a bit concerned it's against such a good team, Leicester. I would really love us to get these points. I'm sure a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I would like us to win this game and win on Thursday night, just to make sure City have still got to get something on Friday, and then just see what happens. I know they'll probably go there and win, but you never know. And if it goes on to another game, what could happen then? You just never know in football. So I would love us to win these two games. So if I'm honest, deep down, I wanted a stronger team, a more experienced team. But am I excited about seeing these two young lads on the wing? Absolutely, I am, 100%. I'm more concerned about the back four, to be honest, than I am about the two young lads. But looking forward to seeing how they play.
Suyash.
Hi, Suyash.
Today I'm okay with whatever result we get. For a change, I'm backing Ollie for whatever he had to do today.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Rick? Although I did want Victor and Shaw to start and have 60 minutes.
Yeah, I was just hoping for a stronger back four, but they're all decent players at least, aren't they? It's not a terrible back four, but if Leicester are on fire today, it could be an uncomfortable evening for them. It really could.
United Hub asking, good evening, Ricky. How are you doing?
Evening.
Do you think Nemanja Matic will allow VDB to bomb forward with late runs today? Do you think Matic will be a good leader and stand up to the occasion? Yeah,
Matic should be a good leader without a doubt. Van der Beek, it's pretty obvious he's going to be playing next to Matic, isn't he? I think Van der Beek can only go forward when the time is right. He can only go, but the same applies to anybody. I put a thing on Twitter when I was watching Chelsea last week about the way Jorginho and Kanté play. They both get the opportunity to go forward, but just like McTominay and Fred do. Fred scored the other week. McTominay scored more goals this season than he's ever scored before in a season. They do get the opportunity to go forward, but it's just that when you are in your defensive shape, you've got to be in your defensive shape. It's as simple as that. And I think that Van der Beek is not stupid. He's a quality footballer, and I think Matic and Van der Beek will do fine together.
Ross United super chat. It says, Rick, Ollie just said that Maguire has not broken anything. It's just ligament damage, and we hope to see him again before the final.
Right.
That's good news.
That is good news. I was hoping he was going to say we'll see him Thursday. Yeah. but if we're going to see him again before the final, that'll do fine.
Also, apologies to Ross for missing his super chat at the weekend. It came on just at the end there, so
right.
Apologies for that.
Apologies for that, Ross, yeah.
Patrick May says, evening, Ricky.
Evening, Patrick.
How do you think the balance of the midfield will be today? Matic, Mata, VDB?
I think Mata's going to play more like a number 10. He's going to play in Bruno's role.
So do I.
So the midfield for me, from what I've seen of Ahmad, he looks a bright player. And from listening to the lads on here, I've not seen Alanga, but there's two lads already said that he plays like Martial and he's got the right idea. I think the midfield, people think of it as, I always look at it like 4-4-2. Your wide men have got to track the full backs. They can't let their full backs double up against our full backs. You know, they've got some clever players. They've got Albrighton playing. Castagne's a clever player. They cannot let them two, if they're both on the same flank, double up, whether it's against our left back or our right back. So they need to know that. Well, they will know that.
Particularly against our second choice fullbacks.
Especially against our second choice fullbacks. So they will know that. So as far as I'm concerned, if they're in the proper team shape when we are defending, it's not 4-3-3 to me, it's 4-4-2.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ahmad will be wide on the right, and if he doesn't track that fullback, we'll be in trouble. Alanga will be wide on the left, same as if he don't track the fullback, big trouble. And then you've got Van der Beek and Matic in the middle. When we're defending, that's our midfield for me. And Mata will be just ever so slightly in front of that, hoping to pick up bits and just fill in little holes.
Yeah.
And just Greenwood up top.
Sam John says, evening Ricky, how do you feel Brandon and Tellez will do? Both when they came on looked extremely dodgy against Roma.
Yeah, I've just said, I rewatched the game the next day and they weren't, I thought that watching it live, but they weren't quite as bad as I thought they were when I watched it the second time around. Tellez got sucked in a little bit, but, I've studied it, he got sucked in a little bit, but you can't, when you're playing as a fullback, if there's a free man directly in front of the goal, there's no point saying he's not my man. He should be the centre-back marking him. There's no point saying, I'm just going to leave him. He's not my man. If there's a free man in front of the goal, you've got to mark. You've got to go and try and stop that man getting onto the ball. And a couple of times that Tellez got sucked under the ball, as I say, I've studied it again. He had to go in. There was a free man in the box. And then once he's gone in a little bit farther than you would like him to, on one occasion, I tracked it along. I thought, well, why has he gone there? And he's gone there because Maguire's so far over. And why is Maguire so far over? And Maguire, because don't forget, Maguire's playing left. He should be next to Tellez. He was so far over because Bailey had gone out to cover Wan-Bissaka. Obviously Williams was playing at this stage. So he'd gone out to cover Williams. And Williams needed cover because they were 2-on-1 against him. I don't care if people are going to say stop banging on about the forwards, and I'm not saying that it was Mason Greenwood that was playing wide on the right of the team, and he'd not tracked the fullback, so Williams needed help, so Bailey had gone out to help him. It's a knock-on effect. This is what I'm talking about. And now I'm not saying it's his fault that Tellez ended up, but if your team shape's right, you need that means that your two centre backs can stay in the middle. And it means your left back doesn't have to tuck in to mark somebody who one of the centre backs should be marking. So there's a lot. And another thing that I mentioned this in a show that I did. I heard Robbie Savage, who drives me mad by the way, saying, this was another occasion for Tellez. Where's Tellez? He's not even tracking back. He's not even in the picture. It's shocking. That was Robbie Savage's attitude. And the situation there was Robbie Savage. The situation there was Tellez had made a run forward, which he's entitled to do when your team have got the ball. And Pogba had the ball in the centre of the field and lost it. And once you've tried to find space and your teammate loses a ball that you don't expect him to lose, you've got to get back in. So he's getting back in as fast as he can, but you can't blame him for not being in position to start with. So it wasn't, even though Robbie Savage was tearing into him, he hadn't done anything wrong. As soon as we lost the ball, he's tracking back, but you can't, he's not Linford Christie. Do you know what I mean? He got back as quick as he could. So they weren't quite as bad as people made out, and I've really studied it that second half. As you can probably tell.
Anders Bjorn in Sweden.
Hello, Anders.
Mr. Rick, I cannot express my happiness to see Alanga get a chance as a fellow Swede. He's very smooth on the ball with great size. I compare him to Martial because of his silky skills.
Third one to say like Martial.
Yeah, there's a few people saying it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Come on, lad. I can't wait to see it.
Harris, if we do play 4-4-2, do you think VDB will play as a second striker?
What, tonight?
I'm guessing he means tonight, but you've already said, you think Mata would play that 10
I think
role
Mata will play in the 10 role tonight. Van der Beek will be filling in with Matic. Look, they won't even say on the TV, they'll probably say it's 4-3-3. Even the manager might say it's 4-3-3. This is my own opinion. This is how I see football. Even if the manager tells them that you're playing 4-3-3, even if he tells the wingers, like he might say to Greenwood and Rashford, I expect you to be able to get past full backs, or I expect you to cut in and get shots in, whatever he says to him, even if he says all that, mark my words, he will definitely say to him, try not to leave your full back exposed. You know, if their full back gets forward, you've got to track him. That's what he will be saying to him. Now, in my opinion, that means that when we're defending, those are your wide midfield players. So normally it's Greenwood and Rashford, or more recently, Greenwood and Pogba, or Rashford and Pogba. So tonight, it's Ahmad and Elanga. Those are the two wide, in my opinion, wide midfield players. Even if the manager says you're playing in 4-3-3.
Takes us into Jaswin's super chat. Rick, where do you think Martial fits in when he's back? Pogba and Cavani have taken his spots in our formation. Does he get into our best 11? I've
been thinking about this. I've been giving it plenty of thought. Pogba's doing a great job there on the left. I do like him. I love Martial out there. I like Martial at 9, but Cavani's playing well plus scoring goals. Martial was playing well but not scoring goals. A lot of people saying he wasn't playing well. They don't understand the game. He's playing perfectly fine, just not finishing his chances and maybe not getting enough chances. One thing I would like to point out is that it's coincided Martial being injured with Pogba starting to play on the left. Martial's hardly played since Pogba. I think since Pogba started playing on the left, Martial played one game, which was Leicester away in the Cup. I was looking at it the other day. One game. It's a tough game, Leicester away. A very tough game. So we could have lost that game anyway. And as I've just spoken about, Shaw was left out. So Shaw was left out, which affects Pogba. Pogba being affected can affect Martial. It's all a knock-on effect. The stronger the team is, the more chance you've got. So he's only played as a number 9 once, while Pogba's been playing as a left-sided attacker. Then he got injured. So Cavani's had the benefit of that. Now, if Pogba wasn't playing wide on the left while Cavani's been taking Martial's place at 9, he wouldn't have scored as many goals. He would not. He might have scored more than Martial was going to score or was scoring, but he wouldn't have scored this many goals. When he just wouldn't do. We're playing better with Pogba there, so Martial might start scoring more goals. And let's be honest, despite how well Cavani's playing, I don't know what it is, whether it's his age, injury record, fitness. He looks a fit fella to me. But he's not starting all the time, is he? He's not. No. I mean, I know he's not starting tonight for different reasons. He'll probably start. Is he on the bench, by the way?
They're definitely managing his game time, aren't they?
Yeah, they're managing his game time.
He is on the bench.
So I expect to see Martial get loads of starts.
Yeah.
Get loads of starts.
Mr. F has replied to Jasmine's comment saying, just put Pogba on the right.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Pogba, Martial as the wide players.
Martial left, Pogba right. Yeah.
I do think that would work myself. Ab16 says, I need to ask you a question. I know you're not Fred's biggest fan, but do you think he has improved since he has joined us? Any qualities you like about him as he has developed?
He's definitely improved. He's not my favourite player. I like stronger players, bigger players. You know, he gets knocked off the ball a bit too easy. His energy is fantastic. Where he's improved a little bit, I noticed a little ball he slipped into Pogba's feet the other day. He has surprised me a little bit in recent games, just with the odd. But he doesn't get it right often enough, in my opinion. But he is seeing these little passes and getting it going a bit better. We're not that far behind City, and we really, really could, with a little bit of luck. Let me put it this way: we could be right on City's coattails now, and in with a chance if we'd have beaten certain. And I know people say if my auntie had these, she'd be my uncle. I know all that. I do get that, and I also get that we've won some games by the skin of our teeth. I do get that, but as a football fan, there's no harm in looking at games like Sheffield United at home and getting beat, and West Brom away who are in the bottom 3 as well, and only drawing. And there's 5 points. If we just got if we just won those 2 games, that's an extra 5 points. If we had an extra 5 points now, we would be genuinely in the title race. It's not Fred's fault that we didn't pick up those points. Do you know where I'm coming from, Rick?
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from. So we it's not Fred's fault that we're not in the title race. It's not, is it?
No.
definitely not. So, you know, he deserves a little bit more credit than his haters give him. And I was one of his. I won't say I hated him. That's a bit strong. But I certainly didn't rate him whatsoever. But he deserves a little bit more credit, I think, than what people are prepared to give him.
Yeah, I really dislike that when that hate word gets
bandied
about. It's a really strong word, hate, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It gets bandied about too
Never
often.
hated him. People do use the word hate. I didn't hate him. I just didn't think he was good enough for Man United. There's no reason not to hate him. You know, I'm not good enough to play for Man United, but if he wants to pick me, I'll turn out. You know what I mean?
Andrew Gaynor in the super chat. Got to read it out. What's up, Rick? I think this guy Saeed isn't the brightest when it comes to football. I know you would not disagree. We don't want to dwell on too much negativity here, but obviously we have contrasting views on the game. Let's
when we were outside the ground, I met, because obviously we've not been able to go to games for ages, have we? Met Saeed loads of times. Lovely fella, I like him. You know, proper decent lad. So you know, we've got contrasting views about football, but he's a decent lad, and that's not a problem.
Charlie Newey says, it's just jumped off my screen, sorry, where's it? 1 second. I think he was about to say, if you could only sign one player this summer, who would it be?
If I could, I've been asked that today by somebody else. I would like us to sign another central midfield player. I always say this, Paul, is it? It's not your job, is it? No.
If you were at Old Trafford and you were asked that question and it was your job to tell us who's the best to sign, you would have a pool of players to choose from. But because that's not what you're searching for, the chances are that you're going to name a player that's just from your... From my limited knowledge, really, it should be someone.
Could be doing a scout or somebody saying, "Have a look at this lad. What do you think of him?"
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. The kid at Brighton.
I'd love us to see. I'd love us to sign somebody.
A Henningberg or a Solskjaer.
Dennis Irwin or
someone out of obscurity to come.
Everybody wants us to spend 50 million, 40 million, 80 million. I'd love us to sign a star for 6, 8, 10, 12 million.
It's like our scouting network is incapable of identifying a quality player, and we have to rely on other club scouting networks.
When you think about these players, like you've just mentioned Basuma from Brighton, and you could look, if you put your mind to it, you could mention another dozen like this in the Premier League.
Sorry to interrupt. Quick thank you to Josh Harper. Have a beer on me in the super chat.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that.
Sorry, carry
Much
on.
appreciated. Like you just mentioned Basuma, I don't know what they paid for him, Brighton. Don't know where they got him from. Do you want to have a quick look, perhaps? But you know, he'll probably end up, I don't know, he'll probably end up fetching 40, 50, maybe. I like him a lot. I don't know what they might get for him. But, you know, 50 million quid perhaps. If we went in for him, what would they ask us for him? Why can't we find these players from the clubs that they're signing them from and getting them for, you know, for the price like we used to do?
Undisclosed fee.
An undisclosed fee, does it say? Right, so I don't know.
Probably not a lot.
Yeah.
Probably not a lot.
But he looks quality. I mean, I've just said a central midfield player. I was about to say superstars myself. I wouldn't mind Kante. I wouldn't mind Ndidi. Everybody knows about these players and how good they are. And as if he'd sell us Kante. I've heard Tuchel talking about Kante as if it's the second coming. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's going to sell us in. But those are that type of player I would like us to sign. But if somebody said to me, we can get Basuma for a reasonable price. You know, reasonable price. It's unbelievable money in football these days, but 20 to 30 million quid, or maybe 30 odd million quid, I would say get him.
Harvey Deans, Don Ricky, I wish more people would understand football like you, more the way I see football. The way it's going, the quality is getting worse. Thanks for the compliment.
Thank you, Harvey. Appreciate that.
Jack Berens, will be interested to see if we play a better style of football going midfield and attack. May not get the result, however, I think we can see a better style today.
It could easily happen. We could play better football today. We've certainly not been playing very well quite often in the first half. I think this is the thing, though. I haven't done a rating. The rating show from the Villa game, and I probably won't be able to get one done now. I said I would do one. But once another game goes past, it's old hat, isn't it? But I did start to watch it, but I had things on this morning. I had my second jab, by the way, today. So I had things on this morning. I had things on this morning. So 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 I I started to watch the Villa game and only managed to watch about the first 20-25 minutes, and I had to go. But in the first 20 minutes, we played a little bit better than what I thought we played.
Yes.
It's crazy how it works when you watch it again and you're not under that pressure and wanting it to go well. Played some nice football early on. Some nice football.
Right. TJ, if this midfield doesn't work, what will Rick's excuse be?
What will my excuse be? Well, it depends what you mean by doesn't work. That's the first thing. I mean, look. Well, here's an excuse straight away. You could call it an excuse, but it's an obvious reason. We've played Leicester twice already this season. We haven't beaten them. We've already, in the league, we've lost to Sheffield United. We've drawn with West Brom. I don't know what the lineups were in those games, but you don't win every game, and you certainly don't win every game against Leicester. So I don't know what you mean by. Depends what you mean by what will the excuse be if it doesn't work. Are you going to count it as not working if we draw with them, because we don't often beat them?
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's not working, is it?
And whether you win.
I mean, and with the back four that we've got as well, we might get beat 4-0. Yes. But it might be down to the back four being sober, so it's too difficult.
And even if
difficult.
Even if you win 4-0 today, it's not necessarily down to the midfield. Is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
If you win, lose or draw, it's not necessarily down to that.
No, it's not necessarily just down to the midfield. Yeah, it's only two players in it. Well, the way I look at it, the central midfield. Obviously, when we're defending, I'll call it a 4. But when the two I think he's probably talking about the two. He might even be including Mata. But
he probably is. I think he's looking at it like a 3.
I'm counting Mata as a 10, and that's not me. I don't count Bruno as a midfield player these days. He's a number 10, and a number 10 is a second striker. Yes. And I think Juan Mata will be taking that role tonight.
Yes, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
And also, it's the sample size. It's all about percentages. So when you're choosing what would be your preferred midfield, it's because you believe that midfield selection would be more would reap more rewards over a period
time,
of games, percentages wise.
Yeah.
So on any given one-off match, it can work for you or it can't work for you. But over a period of time, the chances are it would work for you more often if you retain possession better.
100%. Yeah. And it'll be tough tonight with this back four is nowhere near as strong as the normal back four. So there's my excuse straight away.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
YK52, I want to win trophies. Sick of the process I'm supposed to be trusting. I agree. I agree. It's been a long rebuild since Fergie left, hasn't it? And we don't seem to have. We're treading water, aren't we?
I see quite a lot of people on Twitter saying it's not took Thomas Tuchel long to shape them into a proper team without even signing a player.
Absolutely. And he seems to have gone about it in a similar philosophy.
And I think he likes his players. He likes his play. He has, he's got the back four sorted, and then he's got players giving it and moving, and top play. He's got some really good players and playing really well. And I believe we could have done similar with the squad we had when Ollie took over.
Yes.
Without all the chopping and changing.
Yeah, Tuchel has kind of gone in there.
He would have done
and done to Lampard's Chelsea team what you've been talking about doing to Solskjaer's United team.
Correct.
Going in there and just getting the right personnel in the right foundation.
Yeah.
Defending first, get your clean sheets.
Yeah.
Get players in the team who want to keep the ball and work hard in the wide positions.
Yeah. It's exactly what he's done.
It's exactly what he's done, and it's exactly what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wish
different players.
I kind of wish he would have took the United job and gone and done the same with what you've been talking about to be able to prove the concept that you've been preaching about for a while.
If Thomas Tuchel would have took the United job, everyone will laugh. Dan James would be getting loads of games.
Yeah.
He's using pace and effort and work rate.
Yes.
Pulisic, Ziyech, Thomas Werner, Timo Werner.
Yeah. Josh Harper, Tuchel has made Rudiger look good. I've no idea how he's done that. By getting the foundation right.
By getting the foundation, getting it right. Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah. Getting the foundation right and getting the shape right, the team shape right, and then the defenders having slightly less defending to do.
Correct, because the players in front
and not having to run wide to cover and all that.
Yeah, players in front, and YK52 has just put exactly that. If you keep the ball, you cannot concede. Tuchel has done that.
Yeah. To keep the ball better.
We're on half past now. Time we go until.
Right, we'll have one more question, shall we, or two at the most.
Harvey Deans, I reckon you would love Sancho, Rick, your type of player.
Right.
No question so much. What do you reckon?
I've watched him play for England a couple of times and wasn't overly impressed, but he did look like he had the right idea, though. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, he wasn't.
Well, he's been playing at Dortmund. It's all pass and move.
Yeah. He didn't look a fancy Dan. He did not look a fancy Dan. He looked like get it, move, pass it, try and get into space.
He's been under Royce's guidance, hasn't he? There.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an interview of him on like Sky when he hadn't been there long, and he spoke about how Royce came up to him after his second day in training or something and said, "You need to stop all this dribbling, like that's not what we do here.
Yeah.
Get the ball down, get it past, move, find space, get it under, get it past. That's how we play it."
Yeah. That's how I want us to play.
So I suppose whether or not he's a success, if he was to come to United,
he might not be told to play like that.
If he comes here and he's encouraged to start running at people and cutting in and shooting, then he might look.
He might look poor.
Yeah. Super chat. Adam
Last
Farmer.
one.
Hi
Adam. I hope you're well, mate.
A rebuild starts now, not after 3 years. No point trusting a process when the team isn't improving on the pitch. If it takes more than 3 years, it's a decline.
Yeah, reasonable shout, mate. You can't just stay steady for 3 years, can you? At a club the size of United without improving. Yeah.
And YK52, Sancho is intelligent and good on the ball. I'll take him. And as we've just said,
let's see how these two lads do tonight.
Yeah.
Ahmad looks a player to me when I've seen him, and what people are telling me about the other fella, Alanga. Look, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We might be over the moon after this match tonight. Last one.
The big one here.
Go on.
Sanjay wrote, Ricky, what's your honest take on Ole as a manager? I don't think he's good enough. What do you think? Bit of a bombshell.
It's a big bombshell to end on. I haven't really got a lot of time, haven't I? We was about to go off, but I just think it's taken too long, and I don't think there's been enough improvement. But it certainly looks like there's enough improvement points wise this season. I've just said on the one hand, we could have won against Sheffield United and West Brom, and we should have held on against Everton 2-0 up at Old Trafford at half time. I know we were 3-2 up going in injury time, but more than that, letting one goal in is something no matter what time was left on the clock. But being 2-0 up at Old Trafford and not winning, that was a disaster. You know, there's a few points gone missing. I understand, I know I said it earlier, I understand that we've had a few lucky wins as well. But those points going missing, we could have been challenging for the title. You've got to say that, you know, man, we said that, is that a compliment to the manager? You know, can you say that it's his fault that those things happened? You know, but for Ollie, would we have beaten Everton and Ungon? And but for Ollie, would we have beat Sheffield? I know against Sheffield United, I'm always banking on about this, he rested Luke Shaw. He's done that tonight. You can't be resting Luke Shaw, he's that good. It's a tricky question, mate. We definitely improved points-wise. We could even be doing better. And it looks like we've got a great chance of winning a trophy. But I will temper that by sort of saying, you know, it's not one of the... I'd love us to win it. I would absolutely love us to win it. But it's not one of the big major trophies that we want to win, is it, really?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks very much. I hope you've all enjoyed that show. I hope we get these 3 points tonight and don't put it on a plate for City. I'd love us to win it. I think the back four's a real worry for me, though. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you've enjoyed it, please tell all your friends. Please subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, don't tell anybody. Keep stum.